Chipper LLC Trailers and Equipment here in front of the Boruite BRT50T log splitter. This is going to be our entry-level splitter. It's going to give you the features such as 13.5 horsepower Briggs Stratton Engine, 22-gallon pump, less than 9-second cycle time, with a 5-inch OD cylinder. It's going to use about 30 tons of split force. Again, you're going to have hydraulically adjustable wedges, single, 4-way, and 6-way, hydraulic log lift, needle control valve for the log lift. It's going to have your catch grate for the wood standard. Comes with a rigid axle option and also with a torsion axle option. So this is going to be to get you in the door for a high speed, full way, and log splitter with the log lift. So we got some footage running the 6-way. The 6-way is going to be fine for certain wood. And it's not so much about the split force, but one of the negatives with an entry level splitter like this is the wedges aren't huge. So when you try to split a lot of ways on really big pieces, it's like it pushes through, but it doesn't really split it apart. It didn't see that problem with the single or with the 4-way so much, but with the 6-way you do. If you're running stuff that's 18, 20 inches, not such a problem. But for bigger stuff, we just say run the 4-way. Now, if you want to run it with the 4-way, we're pretty happy with its performance based on the price range that you're in. Obviously, we can spend more money and we can give you more splitter, but this is an entry point and it's pretty good. The log lift's pretty strong and well built. The push block's got a 6-bolt attachment, so that's good. So this is set in the power up, gravity down configuration. And what you got with the negative with this is in this configuration, this is where you got, if we ran into really big pieces, they would push through to the bottom. And as the bottom pushed through, the wedge would ride up. It only happened on the big stuff. So, but if we ran the 6-way in the actual pinned position, then we would be stuck with this would be the max height. So we'd be struggling to have enough height on the wedge. So it's really just a limitation with the 6-way. With the 4-way and the 2-way, we didn't really have any problems with riding up. And also, even if you wanted to pin it, then you could make it stay in position. It can't ride up. The only problem with pinning it is it takes a little more time to change the wedges. Change the wedges. Personally, I would like to run it in the pin under, makes for fast wedge change. That's the way I would run the splitter. And that way, when you've got your harder to split stuff, you can put the single on there, do that, put the 4-way on there. And then when you've got, those good straight 16, 18-inch pieces, you can use the 6-way. The cons, I would say, is the wedges aren't super huge. Like they're 3/4 inch, so they're pretty thick, but they don't flare out a lot. So they're not giant wedges, and you spend more, you'll get bigger wedges usually. It seems to be adequately constructed, but it definitely is not at all overbuilt. So I think everything is good here, as far as the strength of the main frame around the wedge, but it's definitely not overbuilt. Talks about fit and finish. So the paint quality is not as good. I mean, you can come on the main frame, it's much better, but on the components like the valves and the cylinders they just left it with the original prime coat from the cylinder and valve supplier. Save some money and use a can of spray paint if you want it to look pretty, but it's not going to affect performance. It's just looks. And it seems to be adequately built, but it's not going to be overbuilt to the point that you could smash, bash, and abuse it. So if I was going to take reasonably care the splitter, homeowner, rancher use, or even entry-level commercial, I would say yes. Like I said, the 6-way, I would only recommend using the 6-way for stuff up to about 18 inches. That's pretty straight grain. We did do some testing with it here with bigger stuff, but all we found is that you have a tendency for the wedge to want to ride up. Another thing is that the manufacturer uses bolts for a lot of applications that would make your life easier for the pins. So if you want to remove the coupler so that you don't have wood catching the coupler, and when you remove the support leg, you have to grab 2 adjustable wrenches or change the bolts over to pins. But that's something that would have to be done after the fact. Watch our videos. Lots of models out there. Give us a call. If you tell us a price point, we can point you in the right direction where, you know, you can get the most splitter for your money in that price category. We try to have it all, and we try to give you an honest review of what we think. So, you know, this is going to be more of those splitters that this is going to sell because of the price. We've got other ones that we would say is the top quality. But this will get you in the door, make some money, and sell some wood, and then maybe come back and upgrade to a heavier splitter, or it'll last you many years of home and ranch use. Thanks for watching.